Hello, Gisela.
Hello, Mr. Yeti.
I had to put a
How are
timer there
you?
because I had to feed my cat. I'm good.
Oh, that was the timer. I
Yeah,
know. I was going to say I never saw that before,
uh,
or maybe I never paid attention.
probably
So, how
both.
are you doing today on the first day of Communist Canada?
Canada?
Yeah, the official,
Or
right? I feel like today we should commemorate. What's the date today? The 22nd, 2
yeah,
22. The day Canada officially woke up to a communist country. Are we
yeah.
allowed to call that yet or no? King
I don't
Trudy?
think I don't know if they want us to call it that yet.
Not yet.
No,
Hail Trudy doesn't work.
I
Not
don't know.
yet.
I don't know if he wants us to call it that yet. So
Oh,
we'll have to wait and
well, I
see.
don't know if we're allowed to call him he because we're a people-friendly country. We don't refer to men and women, right? We're peoply. What is it? We're people kind.
People kind, maybe.
Yeah. So I mean, calling him a he might get you in jail now.
So are we under the Shemergency Act?
Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Well, if you're Italian or Jamaican and you put the H in front of your E's, then maybe.
Wasn't he
Maybe it's
calling everything this is a she session or a she whatever? Remember he was putting
oh, I
she.
thought you were joking about the emergency because, like, Spanish, my mother, she's Italian. She puts the H in front of E's and A's.
No, no. Remember when he was doing that? The she session and the she whatever. He went all crazy that
I
one
try
time.
not to remember much. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But so now this is a she emergency.
Well, I don't know, but that guy had the audacity this evening to, or was it this evening? I don't know. I don't know. I saw something, someone posted about him talking about Russia that he will not tolerate authoritarianism
Yeah.
over people, that he's putting sanctions now against Russia. But he like, so I deleted my social, like my Facebook and all that. Like I deactivated. I can't watch, right?
Mhm.
But I don't even know how in the same breath someone could become the dictator of our country and say they will not tolerate that. I don't know how they're so evil that they don't actually combust. Like they don't, like they just don't burst into flames. I can't believe it. It's like, wow. Like how messed up are you? That's like me, like, eating a burger, saying people that eat burgers are pigs as I'm eating a burger. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's what he's
Yeah.
basically doing. He's being an authoritarian pig, calling out another country and they're authoritarians, which are actually not doing anything because nothing's actually happening there. But I felt the need to talk. I thought we should chat because I felt like with everything that's happened,
Mhm.
um, I mean, most people that think like us were pretty disheartened today. Uh, I had people that I knew that couldn't even go to work. They called in sick. They were just crying. And I was kind of like, well, you can't take it that bad, right?
Yeah.
Because my belief, you know where I stem from. I believe in survival. And that's it. And but it was gut wrenching, eh? To watch the vote. Did you watch the votes last night when they were coming in?
I watched it, yeah. I was looking at some live feed and watching them.
Yeah, I
So
wouldn't have watched it if I was at home because I probably would have been watching Big Bang Theory or something. Because that's like part of my like meditation hour is just to laugh.
yeah.
But I was out, and the people I was out with had it like lock, stock, and barrel ready to go, and it was okay. I was glad I watched it, but it
I
was
wasn't surprised though.
no, I wasn't surprised. I mean, first of all, you can't be surprised when we have Nazi newspapers like the Toronto Star, which reports the news before it happens.
Mhm.
So I read about 2 hours before the vote took place, Toronto Star had already like made the announcement that he won the emergency order.
Yeah.
It was like probably 5:30, 6 o'clock when I read it. And I was like, but I thought the vote was at 8. So why is their headline showing that he's been granted emergency orders. Anyway, we all knew it was going to happen. We all knew Jagmeet was going to, suck his dick. Am I allowed to say that on your show? Because I just did.
That's fine.
Are kids watching?
There shouldn't be any kids watching my channel, no.
It's 11 o'clock. No, it's midnight. Go to bed, kids. No, but that's really, we all knew that, right? Like, I mean, like, I don't know if that was a surprise to people, but I had to digest it, I think. And I don't care what happens anymore, as terrible as that sounds. Because we've known this was coming forever.
Yeah.
Never knew it'd come now in 2020. Like, I didn't know when this was going down, but we all knew, like you and me and people like us that have always been aware of global, like, Agenda 21, Pizzagate, the WEF.
I don't know if you can say Pizzagate on here. You may get in trouble for that.
Oh, shit. I'm sorry. Listen, you got to tell me
I
the
don't
rules.
care.
I don't know any rules.
I don't care.
Okay.
There is no rule.
I know. I'm going to get a knock on my door. Someone got a knock on her door because she went to a protest. Like, I can't believe they haven't taken me away yet for some of the stuff I say.
Oh, they haven't gotten to the Facebook post yet, so we'll see.
They haven't gone to the what?
They haven't got to the Facebook posters yet, so we'll see soon.
So
They're
anyway,
worried about the donators.
No, they got to the Facebook posters. I told you.
I guess, yeah. You said that.
Yeah, she was great though, man. She ripped into that cop. So like, this is what our police do. They hunt down, innocent people at home that make a comment on Facebook. This is what our taxpayer dollars pay. But it was like, we've always known this was coming, so it wasn't. But now that it's here, I don't need to watch it anymore. I don't need to see every 666 displayed. I don't need to see people like Klaus Schwab. I refuse to see any of that.
Cotton Schwab.
So
when are we going to start calling him Cotton Schwab? When's somebody going to make like a Q-tip head on him?
A Cotton Schwab.
Cotton Schwab. That's what I call him.
Can you make a meme, a little dancing Q-tip, and call him
Cotton Schwab? Yeah.
So this is where we have to be at, right? Because we're not going to survive without humor. But it's really sad. It's really sad that people don't see it. Because now I'm at the point of, like, I saw a post where it was saying that, scientists have informed Trudeau that parents are just reluctant to get their children vaccinated, so they must review things. And I'm like, oh, well, too bad. Take their kids away from them. The kids belong to the state, right? Isn't that what the health minister of Quebec said a year and a half ago? Your children don't belong to you. They belong to the state. And Justin Trudeau wants kids as young as 5 to show their papers. We tried to fight, but 80% of Canada didn't stand up with us. So go ahead and take their kids.
Yeah.
Go ahead. They're yours, right? This is what we were fighting for when everyone called us lunatics.
Yeah.
Right? This is what we've been fighting for years. So now we're here. Take them. I really don't care. And that's what's scaring me, is that I don't care. So I got to bow out. I'm tapping out like a Mexican wrestler, right? Was it the doubles wrestlers?
Yeah.
You tap out. I'm like, tapping out. I'm tapping out. Somebody take the reins. And I shut down my social media, and I unfollowed every independent newspaper, rebel person, freedom fighter, because I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's survival of the fittest. I've been telling you guys for 3 years, the fittest of the fittest shall survive, stay alive, and now I'm going to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone says to you, how's Gisela, however they know me by, how's G? My go-to answer is, she's great. She's on a silent retreat now. So my brother's friends called him to see how I was doing today. And I told them, tell them I'm on a silent retreat and I'm doing great. And it's the truth. I'm fine, because you're fine. But you're like, I think I'm a little like you in the sense that, like, you're calmer than me. I'm a hot-headed Italian chick. But
I'm just waiting for the what's next, like, let's watch the show.
Yeah, but I'm in I can't watch anything right now because I'm going to get in my car, drive over somewhere and hurt someone. And I don't want to be like that.
Well, the show I want to watch is just the people show. I don't care about what the politicians do and stuff. I just want to see how the people react and are surprised by things, because that always makes me laugh, right? When they're surprised.
Yeah. That's the part that I can't. Yeah, I'll come back so I can see some of that, because it's true. I want to see some of that.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know.
I want to start seeing, like, people freaking out when things start happening. Yeah, I want them to be like, what the hell, man? I went to the fucking bank today and I'm not allowed to take out $600. They said the limit is 500, right?
Yeah. Or
Or
what the
when
hell? I
they
went to the doctor for a blood test and I have AIDS.
Well, I actually called a few people that checked in on me. I called them out on that. I said, you don't need to check in on me, but you might want to go get yourself an AIDS test. Because why does this lighter not work? Why does my life have to be shit today? Like, I'm already in communist China. Even my lighters don't work.
You're not allowed to have lighters. It's been taken from you.
My social credit score isn't good enough.
No,
I
you're gonna have to
can't
be
have
like my favorite
Listen.
movie, The Quest for Fire. You're gonna have to go out on a quest now.
Oh, I'm good. I know how to rub two sticks together and start a fire. I was a camp counselor. Yeah. Give me a mirror. I don't even have a mirror. No, but I do want to see people freaking out because everything we said is going to happen. So you're right. I agree with that. But I'm at the I want to hurt people stage.
Yeah.
So, and I told you, like, my cousin, when I saw her post today, I was just like, block, delete. And I was just like, I don't want to block, delete anymore. I'm just going to delete myself because I can't see this. I can't see people that I once loved be such douchebags, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you know, so let's let it play out. And when it does start happening where they start getting affected, I can't wait. Yeah, I'll come back for that.
Yeah, that's the show that I want to see.
The show must go on. The show must go on. It's sad. It's sad. I'm sad for a lot of people. A lot of people called me today. Canada, the trucker thing had given a lot of people hope.
Oh yeah.
Especially young single mothers that I know that are just so scared for their children. And I gave even my friends are overseas a lot of hope. They've been watching from Italy. And they got a lot of, like, you know, Italy's like one big Nazi country now.
Oh yeah.
What do you think happens first? Like I saw today the finance minister or justice? I don't know. I think it was the finance minister that said that they gave banks the permission to freeze accounts so that people can't take out large amounts of money and crash the banking system.
Yep.
So that really does mean what I said. Like, you can have $250,000 in the bank, but you might be limited to taking out $100 a week.
Exactly.
So all your money doesn't matter. We're going to be at par with the rich bitches.
You limit your spending and limit your cash.
But who's going to be more upset? Us or them? Them.
Exactly.
Because A, we already have no money. And B, we already limit our own fucking spending.
Exactly.
Like, they're like, something was going around, like, don't spend any money this week. They're trying to do an economic crash. Like, don't use your credit cards. Don't whatever. It was some post that was going around. Everybody sent it to me. And I'm like, guys, A, I don't have a credit card. B, I don't spend money. Ever.
Yeah.
I don't even know when the last time I bought myself something was, to be honest with you. Buy groceries, but that's about it. Because nothing else is needed. Don't try not to be a consumerist this week. I was like, how about you guys tried not being a consumerist from the last 20 years? Maybe we wouldn't be in this trouble. You guys lapped it up. You guys loved it.
Yep.
I'm depressed. Let me go shopping. I'm depressed. Let me go shopping. I'm depressed. I hate my life. I hate my husband. I hate my job. I hate this. Let me go shop. Spend money. That's all that's been happening. It's consumerism has been the destruction of society.
And Amazon and things, online shopping.
I never shopped at Amazon until you guys gave me gift cards.
but it helped with that, though. Like, that helped with people's shopping habits too.
Oh, it made it worse for sure. The online shopping got
exactly.
people addicted. No, 100%.
Yeah. Because I've done it. I've done shopping sprees online and bought a whole bunch of stuff I didn't need and want. But
see, that I've never done. I'm pretty frugal like that and pretty but for other reasons, right? Because my love of travel and my desire to have traveled all over the world from when I was young always like overshadowed any desire to buy a pair of jeans or a coat or shoes. And, because any penny I made, that's what I set it aside for.
See, mine was shoes. Because when I grew up, I used to go buy shoes. And it would be like a few stores before I'd find them in my size. It was rare to have big feet back in the day. And
Oh,
the store
hi,
owners,
I'm a girl. I know. I
yeah, I
remember.
know. Yeah. So the store owners used to laugh at me and say, just buy the empty box and put elastics, right? And there you go.
Aw, that's
But so
terrible.
so now the shoes are bigger. So when I go and I see, I don't have to spend $230 on a pair of shoes. If my
Yeah,
size is on sale for $40, I'll buy
yeah,
like 3 pairs.
yeah. So why do you think that happened? Why do you think the shoe? Because I remember being a kid
Yeah.
and none of the shoes would fit me. I was tall. I was a tall kid.
hmm That's
So
like
my
my daughter.
feet
Her
had to
feet were
be,
bigger.
well, yeah, my feet had to be proportionate to my body. I couldn't be a tall kid with tiny feet. You ever see that?
Yeah.
Like I actually
No.
have. And
Yeah.
that's like, I had another girl that I was in school with. She was taller than me. I'll never forget her. She was really lovely, but she was taller than me. She was so, so, so skinny, but her feet were tiny and they
Yeah.
looked wrong. And she was always like flip flopping around. Like she
Yeah.
couldn't walk straight. She was really like, she always looked like she was kind of falling. She was lovely. And I feel bad. But no, when you're a tall girl, your feet are big. You're a tall guy, your
Yeah.
feet are big. There were no shoes for me. So I lived in
No.
sneakers, really. That's probably why I love sneakers, because I always found sneakers to fit me because they fit kind of big, right?
Yeah, because you can get boys sizes, right?
But I hated it. It was such a bad self-esteem time. But then you get older and suddenly there's big shoes everywhere, but they were
Everywhere.
all the first sizes to disappear too.
Yeah.
Like for
Yeah.
women, I was like, and then I started feeling good. I was like, wow, there's a lot of tall women, eh? Like, there's a lot of women with my size foot. And my
No.
foot wasn't that huge. It depended on the shoe, but it was like a 9 or 10.
You know what it was though?
They didn't
For,
exist, so you felt bad.
no, you know why the women, like the larger women's sizes, sell out faster?
Oh, because men were buying them.
Because men are buying them now.
God, why do you have to like just ruin everything for me? I can't even
It's
have
the truth.
shoes. I'm
I
kidding.
know. The men have to take them.
Yeah, let the men have them. Yeah, let the men. You know what? Let the men do everything. Let the men become women. So what is that? Like, if all the men became women, does that just make all of us sex slaves? Because that's what the demons want.
I don't know.
I don't know.
There will still be men left.
Are you kidding? I told one guy, first of all, the whole Trudy thing. I don't know if I spoke to you since then, but I saw this big burly Canadian bear guy, like real outdoorsy guy, for one of these freedom fighter posts, and he had made a comment. And he was probably like a lumberjack guy, right? Like what you picture a Canadian lumberjack guy to be like. And he was posting something and he was like, listen, Trudy. And I call him the turd. He's the turd to me. But when I saw Trudy come out of this big Canadian manly guy, I loved it so much. It's like a complete stranger. And I was like, I had to comment on it because I laughed so hard. I said, Trudy. I was like, I've never heard that. I said, I love it so much. And I love that it's coming from like a real man. And I'm like, hashtag real man. God, I love you. So, I mean, I have a real appreciation for the divine male. I was never like a toxic male, like agenda buyer. And, I don't believe that good dads paint their daughters' toenails pink and have tea parties. No, good dads also teach their daughters how to like cut the grass and, fish. Like go fishing. I went fishing with my uncles and my dad.
Play
My dad
hockey
took
with
me to
them,
the
put them in
soccer
net,
field
and
every
shoot a puck in
Sunday.
their head.
But my dad played soccer every Sunday, and I went with him to the field in the mornings. He would take his kids with him. We would watch in the pew and he would play soccer in a little league.
Mm-hmm.
Now, maybe my sister might have been less interested than me because she might have, she was older. She wanted to, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that we were girls or boys. We all did both things.
Exactly.
That's how you deal with different genders. My brother didn't get babied because he was a boy. He had to do chores like me and my sister. Every weekend we had chores. We all had them. And then when you entertain, you all got entertained. You didn't do different things. Like, what the hell's wrong with people? How did they, like, this is what I don't understand. How did people so quickly jump Is it TV? Is it because I never owned or watched television? Like, because I literally didn't watch TV from the age of 20. I didn't own one from the age of like 27 to like 45. I don't think I didn't own a TV.
I don't know, because the age, like when I was 13 and up, like I was always outside doing stuff, so I didn't watch much TV.
That's what I mean. So was it the
And then,
TV that made people buy into the whole toxic male, hashtag agenda me too, hashtag me too,
yeah,
all
like the
these
last
different
20 years,
things
I
was
really
all
don't
through
know.
TV and phones?
I don't know, the last 20 years, possibly, because I haven't watched TV and I haven't been on Twitter for 20 years, so I don't
And we
know.
don't have a phone the way people use phones. You didn't use.
I had a phone, but I didn't have internet on my phone at that time
Yeah, but you didn't
anyways.
have
But
apps to do everything. You didn't get
no,
constant messaging from everything. You weren't on TikTok and
no,
this
I had a
and that.
life and I worked.
Yeah, we had a life. Yeah. Well, first of all, you had a family.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't have to do all that stuff.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah,
I
I
was
don't
out
know.
jumping off waterfalls. I was like working I was working 3 almost full-time jobs at the same time for those years as my own personal photography, a photographer for another company I freelanced for, and social services. So when I was home, I was usually editing photos. When I was at work, I was at work. So who had time for TV? And then, but I worked that hard. People would be like, "You work too hard." I'm like, "No, I live hard. I play hard. I make this money and I go."
Yeah,
Like, whatever it was. I backpacked for 6 months. I bought my own place. I lived in different countries. I changed jobs every 5 years. I tasted life, right?
yeah.
Now that was just my cards, but I worked at it. And that's what it was. These people are just numb, sitting around watching TV. They're like, oh, that looks good. Oh, and it's like, ugh, they all bought everything so easy. Oh my God, it's so sad, Christian. Am I allowed to say your name, Mr. Yeti?
Yeah, that's fine. It's on the internet, so you're fine.
Oh, oh well, it's
I'm
on the
not in
internet.
hiding.
What
Yeah, I
else
was
is
on
on the
the live
internet?
stream. What else was on the
Oh,
internet about me?
oh, I should have turned my camera on. Okay, I will next time.
Fine. What's on the internet about me?
Yeah, what else is on the internet
Oh,
about you?
who knows? I don't do that. I don't do vanity
Why
searches,
don't you
so I
tell
really don't
people
know.
you wanted to be an online instructor?
An online instructor for what?
Yeah, a teacher. What do
I
you try to teach people online how to do better?
don't. Me?
Yeah.
Oh, to teach them how to be better catfishers. Because
Yeah, you
they
got
suck.
scared there. I was like, what's he thinking? What else
Yeah,
is
I
he
wasn't
thinking?
sure. Like, was I teaching them like shower shows for OnlyFans, or
The
what was I
shower
teaching them?
stuff.
Shower shows
Shower
for
scenes.
OnlyFans and
No, I was
all
laughing. I
that.
was
No,
just like trying to make it
yeah,
teach
the
women,
catfishers that
teach men/women how to be better catfish.
especially the guys, like it's probably easy. I don't know how the women, like I don't know how like men do for women, like how to use a man to catfish a woman, because
Oh my God. I'm going to use
I don't
that
know.
catfish photo I did. That's going to be my profile photo.
But I'm sure men get money from women, like to have like those people in those countries, they put a picture of some dude with muscles and then they get women to throw money at them. But the guys who do it, or
What?
the women who like they pretend are these women and they try to get money from you and
You
gift
think
cards and stuff.
women
It's
give men
hilarious.
money for their muscles?
I'm sure. No, I just mean like they probably go on Instagram. They find like an Instagram model and they copy all their pictures, and then they go on these apps and
Oh,
send them and say, hey, babe, how are you tonight? You're so pretty." Blah blah
okay.
blah.
I'm
Whatever they
naive
say.
then. Do you think a lot of men are on those catfish things, like picking up women and women send them money?
I think so. Yeah, they must do it. Like I don't know. I've never had like
I'm
a
naive.
profile of a woman, so I don't know. But I know that if I'm bored, all you have to do is go on one of those dating sites, and then boom, you have like 40 catfish trying to get money from you. And
Oh,
they all have the same lines. They all, it all works the same pattern. And I call them out, and I tell them, like sometimes they're scared, and when I call them out, they run away. But the one time I had those guys, the two guys from out in Nigeria there, and they FaceTimed and they wanted to learn more what to do, and how they could have tricked me to give them money. And I'm like, well, you can't trick
The
me, but this
best
is what
part
you
is
got to
that
do.
you know what though, you're terrible because some of these girls could be
Well,
real, and you've already fucking labeled them as catfishing you.
well, then they shouldn't be telling me their little stories the same as the catfish do, but
Oh,
they're
that's
probably
true.
not
Yeah, I
real.
know. Someone
But
calls you.
I can find.
I told you I had a stranger like say, "Yo, call me." I'm like, "Excuse me?" Like, do people do this online? And they
Yeah.
do. And I'm just so naive because
Yeah.
I'm so real. I went to a friend's on the weekend. I remember when I came home, she sent me the nicest message. She said, "You're like a breath of you're so real." She goes, and I know you get into fights about it with people. Like, my mother will say, she gets mad at me or whatever. It's like, listen, man. I said to her, listen, like, there's no point in being fake. So I'm just so naive that I know scammers. I know lots of scammers, right?
Mhm.
Like that scamming things from the guys that do you won the Publishers Clearinghouse. But I never really, these girls that's like, aren't there enough men out there that call those porn sites and there's all those free sites and there's all those numbers? Like, how much money are these people
Well,
getting online?
they're not girls most of the time. They're just these dudes, like, teenagers, 20-year-olds. And
Okay, come
the
on.
first
Explore
mistake.
one of them for me. Pretend not to know they're catfishing you.
I did. I've done that. That's how I get their whole script.
And then
And
do you get to the point where they ask you for money?
yeah, so what they do is they'll say that they're either a single mother or they're taking care of a family member, and then they're a waitress or they do this or that, right? And then they just need money or they need gift cards. As soon as they ask for gift cards, it's funny, but sometimes they screw up their script, but that's what they do. And the good ones that try hard, they won't ask you for like 2 or 3 days. They'll just have
Yeah.
like mild conversation. Then 2 or 3 days later, hey, do you think I can have like, can you send me $100 to help out with groceries and blah blah blah, right? But the first mistake they make is they use these Instagram models and stuff. So all you got to do is copy the image, do a reverse image search, and boom, you already know they're a scammer. That takes like 2 seconds of your time. The second thing is as soon as they say, hey, handsome, or hey, babe, I know I'm not handsome babe, so they're lying already. And you catch them right away. And it's just,
Mhm.
you just know like the wording that they use and stuff.
Yeah, no, for sure. It always ends up with send me an Amazon card or a gift card or phone credit or
Money,
whatever.
or just money, PayPal, or something, PayPal me
In
money or
some,
something.
yeah, in some way.
So it will end up like that, sometimes
And
right away and sometimes later. Or they'll ask you, I'll give you like pictures without, like just send me money and I'll give you pictures. No, I don't have to pay for pictures. And they do stuff like that, but it's not even pictures of them. It's just pictures that they took from online or whatever, right? These models. It's
yeah.
funny. It's funny, and I bet you there's tons of people that fall for it, or else they wouldn't do it all day.
Oh no, 100%. Like you hear these stories are crazy, but I guess the stories I know are more like serious scams. Like someone thought they bought a car. The biggest scam
Yeah.
I ever saw was I won't name the place, but it was a very famous restaurant. This is a long time ago in Jamaica. And they literally sold it for like 1.8 million because it was an amazing restaurant. It was like popular, well known, well established, making tons of money. This poor person in the US thought they bought this property. They show up and they're so excited and they show up to the place and the real owner is there. And he's like, I never sold my place. And the guy had all his papers and they went as far as all kinds of papers. And this person wired all that money without even ever going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
It's crazy.
I knew another couple that was another poor, I don't even know what happened, but yeah, like I know those kinds of scams. So my friend was so funny. His mom was almost victim to a scam that she got a call that her son was in jail and she needed to bring over $5,000 to get him out with no problems or something like that.
Yeah.
And she had it ready to go. And then her son called her. And he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm going to get you, like she's crying. Are you okay? He's like, what are you talking about? And then she told him, he's like, I don't understand. He goes, you get that kind of a call and you don't call me to see if I'm okay. Like they were so convincing.
Well, this is what you should watch. I don't like promoting Netflix shows, but watch The Tinder Swindler. You have to
Oh, is
watch
that what
that.
Tinder was full of? I don't even know. Is
So
Tinder the
I've
straight
never,
website dating?
I think so. I've never done Tinder, but watch
Grindr's
that.
dating.
So I watched that last week or whenever, a week before. I don't know when I watched it, but the Tinder Swindler.
I don't know. My attention span is brutal for shows like that. I'd rather
You'll
listen
like
to
it.
you tell me stories.
You'll like it. It's basically these women fall for some guy that pretends that he's a billionaire for a diamond
Oh,
executive,
oh shit.
and then he sets up all these little schemes where he's getting hurt, and they've froze his bank accounts, and he needs money from these chicks. Take out like 50,000 or 50 like thousand pounds. It's in the UK. Take the loans. They give him money for like airplanes flying to Amsterdam, flying here, flying there, and you just kind of see how it works out. And it's pretty wild. It's a true story.
Yeah. No, for
And
sure. And that's brutal. See, and that's how we ended up where we are today because people valued money so much that they're willing to go to those lengths.
yeah, because these girls, if he wasn't a billionaire, they wouldn't have been like they wouldn't be
Exactly.
doing this. So they they
They
they
had
they're
diamonds
saying
in their eyes.
they can say that it was for love, but it's not for love. They seen the dollar signs, right? And they're like, oh,
Yeah.
what's 50,000? This guy's gonna pay me back, 100,000. Or what's 100,000? This guy's got a billions of dollars. He'll give me more money back in my whole life of this and that. So it's just funny how it happens. And everyone's like, oh, you blame the victims. You blame the victims. Well, if they were, I don't know. They should have done more research, maybe, and maybe not bankrupt himself for a billionaire.
Yeah.
I don't know. So they end up one girl ends up getting a little bit of revenge, but he's out of jail though now, and he's still roaming the streets doing stuff. But actually it was pretty interesting. I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I watched it and I was like, this is good to make me laugh.
Yeah. And too bad people didn't value hard work like that.
See, it was hard work for that guy, the Tinder swindler. Like that guy
Well,
must
he
have
was
been
probably the
so.
first, right? He did a big epic.
Oh, he did a crazy thing. Yeah, like that was
Like,
crazy.
I guess I am interested. Like, I am interested when it's someone that's a mastermind like that. If that's
Hmm.
interesting, like that's kind of like that movie that Catch Me If You Can, which
Hmm.
was I think based on a true story, where the guy pretended to be everything: a doctor, a lawyer, a pilot for Pan
Hmm.
Am, all this stuff, and I was just like, wow, like that's crazy. So yeah, I kind of am fascinated by that stuff. I'll check it out.
It's interesting. Yeah, like what kind of girl falls for it? The guy just calls her up. Hey, I'm this and that, and here's money for a plane ticket so you can come and see me. Then sends you money, and then you go and you hang out with them in this like life of luxury,
So he
traveling
always
exotic place, and then 2
was
weeks
it that
later
he
he sends you
courted
home.
rich women though?
No, just average women. And he'd fly them, send them money for plane tickets, and fly them to exotic island or somewhere, and then they'd be like in paradise for their week or two, and then they sends him home, and then all of a sudden things start getting rough, and he needs money and this and that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. It was funny. It was a good movie. And there was some other one that I watched before where they were trying to infiltrate the ISIS, like the Taliban
Oh.
guys, and it was a reporter trying to like to see why they were recruiting these young girls and how they did it. But then she actually falls in love for the dude.
Oh.
And yeah, you should watch that one too. I don't even know where that was on or how I found it, but whatever. My TV told me that I wanted to watch that movie that night, and I watched it,
Yeah.
and that was pretty good too. I don't know what it was called though, but it was all right.
Wow. Yeah.
But then she finds out she got someone to translate what he said, and he goes, "Oh, I got this one for you. She's not a virgin, so you're only going to get a certain amount of money, and blah blah blah. She's old." So he was basically trapped her into this world, and then and was just basically selling her as a slave.
What?
Yeah,
So it even into all that, like human trafficking, sex
Yeah,
trafficking.
because that's what they were doing with these girls from the UK, like young 14, 15-year-old girls, getting them to join
Wow.
ISIS to be an ISIS fighter wife.
Oh, the ISIS one. Sorry. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah,
still on the Tinder
you were still
swim
on the
thing.
other one.
Got
Yeah,
it.
no, the other one was just all about money and sex.
Yeah, yeah. No,
This
I
one
got
here was
confused. No, you're telling me about the yeah.
the
The
ISIS one was pretty good
recruiting
though.
there was just yeah. There was that Canadian guy,
Yeah,
and I remember his mother talking. I saw one thing. It was like crazy. And she was like giving people tips on how to like spot if their kids had joined ISIS. I was like, what?
here the
I
movie's
remember
called Profile. It's from 2018, so it's an old movie. I
Profile.
just watched it, but that one's called Profile, and that was pretty good.
Hmm.
So I don't know, but I think it told me I wanted to watch it because I watched the other one. So I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it like recommended it
Yeah,
because you watched this.
yeah.
So what's what would you do if your daughter had joined ISIS? That's a tough question to answer though.
Yeah, because she would have snuck away. I wouldn't have known, right?
Yeah, but if she ever like if you found out.
If I found out that she went there and she called me and was trying to get back,
Yeah.
um, I don't know, but from the scene, like what it sounds like is that she'd just be dead if she tried to escape or call. But
Yeah.
I would probably have
If
to
she's
try to
listening,
get there.
sorry I put that question on your dad.
I would have to get there, I think, and I'd probably end up dead as well. Because that's what you have to do, right? You have to fight for your kids.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. See? That's the answer I wanted to hear.
Well, that's
You
the
would
thing.
have
You can't be
gone.
scared of death because when you're dead, you're dead.
Nah,
Like
scared of death is
doesn't
nonsense. Then
matter.
you're dead already if you're scared of
Yeah.
death.
Like most people who are scared of heights, you're just scared of the fall. The dying part's the easy part. The falling part's scary,
Let's not be ridiculous.
right?
Heights are scary.
Yeah, because I don't want to fall from them. Because that fall would be you'd have a heart attack before you hit the ground, probably. But
I hope so, because if I ever fell, I think we talked about it the other day. I was like, guys, what would happen if, what did I say if I jump? Oh, because I'm like sitting here thinking, okay, but I can't, like, and it's not funny, but it's a serious topic, but I truly can't kill myself
no,
because I just can't, right? It just goes against my spirit. It's not in me to kill myself. It's in me
hmm
to fight and survive. But when I was joking that day, and I was like, guys, like maybe I just want to throw myself off a bridge. What do you think would
yeah,
happen? How bad would it be? How bad is it? And you guys were like, you die of a heart attack in midair.
yeah. It depends how high the bridge is.
I'm like, oh yeah, because I want to die in midair because I'm afraid of heights.
You'd have to like that guy that fell off the CN Tower or whatever. That dude there,
Oh,
like that. He was probably dead before he hit the ground. Because that would be freaky.
that's a high place to fall from, though.
Yeah, that
Imagine.
happened, right? That actor, that
I feel like it
stunt
happened.
man.
Yeah, I feel like it happened. We can pretend it happened.
Yeah,
No, I feel like it happened.
sometime in
And
the '80s or '90s or something. I
yeah,
don't
I
know.
was young. I was young. I used to, I didn't live very close to the CN Tower
Mhm.
because we moved out of the city when I was pretty young. I was born in Toronto, but moved out when I was pretty young into the outskirts. And all I remember hearing was that the CN Tower was the tallest building in the world.
Yeah.
So I used to get scared on windy days that the CN Tower would fall and it'd kill us. I live an hour away from the CN Tower. I didn't really have good perception of heights, and I'm always afraid of heights, and I wonder if that stems to that.
Have you ever been to the top of the CN Tower and like looked on
Yeah,
the
no, I
glass
love
floor?
it.
Yeah.
I don't even know where I think I have a fear of heights. I know I do a little. I'm claustrophobic more, so I don't know if the fear of heights is just like a little like carry-on luggage. It's not the big piece, it's the carry-on.
Yeah.
Because claustrophobia is more my thing, losing oxygen. And so maybe the height thing freaks me out like that. Because I've been in a lot of high situations and I've done them. And I've only buckled a couple of times. I went rock climbing, and when I got to the top, I didn't know it was so high. So when I got to the top, I sat down and I turned around. I sat down and they were at the bottom. People were like, okay, you got to come back down. I'm like, I'm not coming back. You have to come get me. And I couldn't do it. They had to kind of talk me down, and it was brutal.
See, I never minded heights. I grew up in a high-rise building. But then when I moved to a house and then went back to a high-rise building, like to visit somebody and looked over their like 16th floor balcony, it was like, whoa, I don't know. I don't know what happened, but as a kid, I could stand like on a ladder on a balcony. It wouldn't matter. Like it didn't matter what floor I was on,
Mm,
and it didn't bother me. But then I don't know, kind of get used to it.
no.
I don't know how people do the Niagara Falls though. That would be the worst thing for me is to jump over that, then go down the falls.
A
You're
lot of
swallowing
people
water
did
and hitting
that.
rocks, and like a lot of people commit
They
suicide
would
there
have
all the
drowned
time.
by then, though, no?
Well, I would hope that as soon as I jumped over a rock, my head would hit a rock and I'd be done because I wouldn't want to go through that. Some people survive a little bit at the bottom; they're still alive, and but
Oh,
yeah, I don't. I wouldn't want to go through that. I think that would be worse.
I think so too. Yeah. So what about Russia? What are you thinking about Russia and all that BS?
I don't even know. I all I know is that everybody's saying they denounce Russia, and Trudeau was basically saying Russia. He was using the same words that he called Russia, what he called the truckers and the protesters. So I don't. I really don't know what's going to happen there. I haven't
So I
been
was just
watching.
reading a post about it, and I guess I didn't look at anything today. I was just gutted. I just did damage control in my brain and my soul. But it said that, let me see if I find it. The UN, no, NATO. Did you hear about NATO?
No.
Okay, so this happened this morning. Just in, NATO has put more than 100 fighter jets on high alert, and 120 allied ships are underway in what Stoltenberg called the most dangerous moment for European security in a generation. And so the person that had posted that said, "So, who exactly are you going to believe are the bad guys if this war does break out?"
Yeah. Who are
And
they?
there were a lot of interesting comments, but this one is interesting. So, who are you going to blame if the war does break out? Who are you supposed to believe are the bad guys? So, this one person wrote, Ukraine and the traitors running this country, as well as those behind the global media. And remember that one famous banking family, they are the bad guys. Remember, Russia is one of the few countries that kicked the certain banks out. This war is about punishing Russia for that move. It's about getting more white Christians to kill each other in another senseless war, blood harvesting ritual, and also to weaken the US to the point of collapse in the process. As far as I can tell, the bad guys are pretty easy to spot in this case.
Hmm.
And I was like, I'm just like, exactly. Like, and I was telling you earlier that prophets have talked about it, where like prophets from like, 1800s are like, pray for Russia, watch Russia. Uh, it's interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
Soros and them, they always meddle with the Ukraine, right? Soros always uses the Ukraine for things.
I feel like we're
And
nearing the end of the
wasn't
world. Like
wasn't
we're
like
in the
Biden's son? Wasn't he Hunter Biden part of the Ukraine or worked with them on something?
yeah,
Like the
yeah.
Ukraine is always something funny that they use against Russia all the time.
Hmm.
So I don't know.
And then there was the what was the deal? I mean, I didn't see because I was working, but and then I had some dinner and got distracted, but Biden spoke today or something,
No, I think he
but
mumbled. They were making fun of him mumbling.
he did it at a strategic time. Was that 2:22 or something?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and it was like watch the symbolism because it's always like watch the
yeah.
symbolism.
Because today it was
Yeah,
2:22, 22.
yeah.
Yeah,
And I was just like, wow. And it was like, because like even like Chris Guy was talking about, like, look at the demons, look how they show themselves, look at this, and all these like 666. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to watch this. I know all about this. I've been working against this my whole life. I don't need to watch it now as it unfolds, as we lose. I don't want to see this shit. Like, because truly, that's why I said, you're going to let me know when the fun part starts, but I can't watch this shit. I've known this shit's coming from a long time. It's about to get really scary and ugly.
So it's saying here, so I just happened to scroll like on Twitter and I see that it says in the Australian news, Australia is planning a swift and severe sanctions against Russia with PM
Trudeau put
Scott
sanctions against
Morrison.
Russia tonight.
Yeah, he's set to target business leaders and officials linked to Vladimir Putin.
They all did it.
They're going to
They
freeze his
created the
bank
fake
account.
Ukraine war, and now they're all putting
Yeah.
sanctions on a country that hasn't done anything yet. Wow. Oh my God, Christian. Oh my God, people don't know. They don't know what's about to go down. The U.S. is going to start their convoy, and then Biden's going to put in his measures. And wow.
So what did Biden say here?
Texas needs to come out with their guns blazing. If we're gonna have any shot at anything, Texas needs to bring their guns.
So Biden says about the gas prices going up in the States, it's because defending freedom will have cost for us all. Even here at home, we need to be honest about that. So I don't know what he's blaming there.
Is he saying that he's defending freedom, or is he saying the truckers are causing the defending freedom?
Yeah,
so we're
the truckers. Yeah.
Thank you.
Then this guy says,
it's a good price to pay for defending freedom. Then, if that's the cost, I'll pay $10 for my gas.
And then here it says that Eastern Canada buys $550 million of Russian oil each year.
Wow.
It looks like we're going to have to get oil from somewhere else. Yeah, how about Canada? Don't we have oil?
Wouldn't that be like,
instead of selling our oil, why don't you just use our oil? I don't know.
Yep. Run for prime minister. Everyone else seems to be campaigning. Why do you need my vote for? You didn't fucking do anything against this jackass. Nobody gets my vote. You get my vote, Christian. I'm putting myself on the ballot next time.
I don't think people would vote for me because I would just be like, Canada's closed until we figure this out. There's nobody in or out.
Who wants to come work and help me?
Yeah. Did you sneak over the border? Out. You're out for now.
Why?
That's just because anybody that's snuck over, you're gonna have to come in the proper way now.
Oh, but I mean, no, I meant snuck over. Like if we sneak out.
No, you can sneak out. But if I was prime minister, right? No, if I was prime minister, I would just be like, Canada's closed. We're figuring out our own stuff right now. We're closed. Sorry.
You would have to let me in. It's me.
Well, if you're a Canadian, it's closed. And
yeah, it kind of feels like Canada's closed now.
Yeah. And then I would make Liberal Canada.
Tried to get here. I heard Trudeau today. First thing he announced. It's so funny how Trudeau has had nothing to talk about but COVID for the last little while and vaccines. Get your vaccine. Get your vaccine. Get your vaccine.
Yeah.
Suddenly he has a lot to say because today he said everything about Russia. He also said he was going to beat his target of immigration this year. I mean, he has to. He's replacing us. Yeah. So he needs the replacements now. Oh my God. My God. Huh. So
what did the Chinese want to hear what the Chinese embassy of Ottawa said?
Oh, of course, always.
So they said, in the eyes of some people in Canada, similar protests and demonstrations should be referred to differently in different places. In Hong Kong, they are human rights movements, but in Canada, they are a threat to democracy. Such stark double standards is unacceptable.
Who said this?
That's the official Chinese embassy of Ottawa. What do you think of that?
Well, wow. I think wow, because it's coming from the Chinese embassy, but they're in Canada, so they should be here.
Yeah.
In a plight for democracy. Wow. Yeah. I don't even know what to say. But it's so true. But we're the crazy ones.
Yeah.
My cousin said the police don't need to be controlled. It's the public that needs to be controlled.
See, now what people
The
are
police
saying is
don't
that,
need to control themselves. It's the
yeah,
public that needs to
public,
learn
of
some
course.
restraint or something like that.
Well, everyone's
I'll
saying that
show you restraint.
this wouldn't have been an illegal protest if everybody would have went home every night, then came back the next day instead of setting up camp.
They were told to go home a number of times and they didn't listen. So what were the police supposed to do? No, you're good. You're good. They were supposed to do exactly what they did. Exactly what they did in your mind was what they were supposed to do, because your feeble little mind can't comprehend that what they did was against our human rights, our dignity, our everything, our constitutional rights, our everything. You just can't understand that.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure why. Is it interfering with your regular shows? Are we disrupting Everybody Can Dance? Or whatever fucking show is on this season?
Yeah, who knows? I have no idea. The reality shows, when there was actually a
That
real
everybody was
reality
glued
show.
to. They were glued to.
Yeah, but most people didn't even watch it. They
Their
just
next
watched like
TV
the news.
series.
But this was the real reality show, and they should have been paying more attention to it.
Mm-hmm.
But
I always used to say that. I would be like, and I saw the change. This is why when people say I saw the change exactly when I came back from backpacking. I was in Southeast Asia, Australia, Malaysia, all there, Thailand, Indonesia. And I had been in Australia for 9 weeks. So I was gone from Canada for 6 months. And that was the year, that was in 2000. And that was the year the first Survivor came out. So I had come, and it was in, I guess it was in Australia. So I had come home from 9 weeks of traveling through Australia, 6 months of backpacking. And people were like, "You went to Australia? Did you go where Survivor was filmed?" And I was like, "What? What is Survivor? Like, what are you talking about?" And they were already and they were all already hooked. And they thought it was so great. And I was like, "Why don't you?" I was like, "No, I don't know. I traveled through Australia. Like, it was insane to me." And then the people just were hooked on that shit.
well, somebody told me that they were watching Survivor at season 22 or whatever. I'm like, that's still on?
Oh
And they're
my
like,
God, it's
yeah.
still on.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I
And then
know they're at like season 22, or I guess. I don't know.
yeah,
Like, I
because
don't know.
it's
But
2022 and I came home in 2000
yeah,
and that was the first season.
but they still
And I
watch it.
remember, yeah, people for sure. And then I remember years later when people were addicted to all of those shows, they'd be like, "I don't watch reality shows. I don't watch these shows. I don't watch TV. I don't watch these." And people would think I was a bitch because I would answer like that. And I'm like, "Why am I a bitch? Because I don't watch this shit." And I'm like, "Guys, I'd rather live life than watch someone else live life. Like, that's all this is. I don't watch reality show. I live in reality." And I used to say this to people. And then 10 years ago, I said to a friend of mine, I said, maybe even longer, maybe 15 years ago, I said to him, "Remember when we thought," because we were the same age, I said, "Remember when we were like young and we thought the year 2000, we were going to be, the world would be run by robots and zombies and all that." I'm like, "Can you believe it? It is. The robots and zombies are all the people around us at their televisions and reality shows and TV series and, Game of Thrones and all that. And Dead Men Walking, whatever it was, Walking Dead and all that." And I was like, people were addicted. They were glued. They didn't leave their TV. They were just being zombified. I couldn't believe it. And I watched it happen. So yeah, we walked right into this, eyes wide shut. Well, they did anyway. There were few of us. So that's why I loved the power of the movement, because I got to see other people that thought like me, that were living like me, that were just kind of living free and living life and, living.
Yeah.
So they felt the people that don't understand us or don't live freely, don't understand even that our freedoms have been taken away from us. They can't understand, like, what are you guys missing? I guess it's okay as long as you can sit in front of your TV, eat a bag of chips and watch Netflix, right?
That's all.
Netflix and chill. I saw someone post a thing today about, "You better stand up or your life is going to be like this." And I said, "You could take your post down. It's done." Because it was the first time she ever wrote anything, right? I mean, you could take that down. Nobody rose. We're good. It's done.
Yeah,
Like, it's a little late now. That'll be here soon. See that meme? It's going to be here soon. She's like, you're right. I'm like, I know. I just felt like commenting on your meme. You didn't have to tell me I'm right because I know I'm right. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but here's your reality show.
There's some people that won't give up. They're gonna keep keyboard
No,
fighting,
and I'm
but
not
it's
giving
not
up
gonna
in
help
that
anything.
sense. I'm
No.
not really giving up, but I'm kind of shutting down a bit, I think, for sure. I've shut it down until the next phase when I have to escape or where I have to sharpen my utensils and go to war. You know, I'm a good chef. Maybe I can be the chef part of the war. I'll
For me,
cook.
giving up is getting the vax, downloading the little thing that's gonna come out to get my QR code, and
Yeah,
being a
no, I
good
won't do
boy.
that.
That's giving up.
No, no, I won't do that. Nah, you know, no. I'm not made like that. I reminded someone today of the priests that had their heads sliced off when they were told by those Islamic terrorists to give up, like rebuke Jesus and God and pray to Allah and do the whole Ak Allah bar thing, and they didn't do it, and they all got their heads cut off, and they really did stay in their faith. And if your faith was to Allah, then you wouldn't praise Jesus. And if my faith is to I'm loyal to myself. I cannot betray my spirit. So we already know that you guys can do whatever you want to us. I'm not going to take your vaccine. I don't want you to do whatever you want to me. I don't want that kind of treatment. But if that's what the treatment is going to be, then I have to still stay virtuous to my own beliefs. That's why I'm just like, oh God, because these people, they'll cave. The people haven't caved, more will cave.
Oh yeah.
So
sure.
I can't watch it anymore, right? I gotta just go into my zone.
How many people do we know that caved last year when it wasn't
Tons,
even
and I know more
tough?
that will. Tons.
It wasn't even tough, but now it's going to get tougher. You think more people
They're
are
gonna
going to cave?
Like I know a lot of people that haven't gone to get the booster, but the minute it becomes difficult, they will.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I know more of them that don't want it.
I know tons of people that haven't taken the third and they don't want it at all.
But they'll cave.
But as soon as that stupid federal app comes and they're going to need it for everything, they're going to do it.
It'll be everything, eh?
I think so, yeah. I'm going to have to hire somebody just to go shopping and stuff for me. I think that'll be a new business.
Until they make that illegal. And it'd be like
hire
smuggling.
a full vax. Yeah, but that's going to be someone's new business. It's going to be like skip the dishes, but for skip the vaccine.
Yeah, and I believe that's the part that does rise. I believe there will always be a sort of simultaneous kind of world or group of people that will do that.
Yeah.
Because I do kind of believe that in the end, they won't care about us anymore. We're the outsiders. They don't care about us. Do whatever you want. We're not even bothered by you. So we'll have to figure out how to survive in that new world, if there's even any way.
Well, I think the scientists will want us.
Yeah.
That's about all.
So gotta get creative at that point.
Yeah.
But
because they're going to need, you know how they always, like Bill Gates and all the GMO guys, what did they collect? They collected the seeds that didn't have any, like all the pure.
They have all the heirloom
seeds and all the pure seeds. They have all that they collect. If they were happy with the GMO seeds and that, why wouldn't they just stick with those? So they're going to be collecting all the eggs and the sperm from the unvaccinated because they still need the DNA and stuff from the purebloods.
Yeah, it's true.
I just said purebloods because I know whenever you say that, people get pissed at you. So I think it's kind of funny.
I hate when I say that, but now I told you. Now it's just like if you're gonna call me an anti-vaxxer, then you're being called an anti-freedomer. You're being called a pro-Nazi.
Yeah, everything.
Everything. If you call me an anti-vaxxer, that's it, man. The gloves are off. You're whatever I want to. You're a pro-commie. I'll call you anything. I don't care. The gloves are off. Because
I'm an anti-COVID vaxxer for myself.
I was already pissed off when they called us COVID deniers. But I didn't care enough about that.
No,
An anti-vaxxer is just bullshit because attached to it was so much rage.
Yeah.
And it was like, what? And so it was really crazy for me. So now I'm like, yeah, all right.
And I like that they changed the definition of an anti-vaxxer as well
Yeah,
to
yeah. Oh,
include even
they changed
vaccinated people.
everything. They
If
changed everything.
you oppose vaccine mandates, you are now an anti-vaxxer. Like, that's hilarious.
You post misinformation. If you post this, they're like,
Yeah.
shut the, whatever. You know, how about I don't post anything? So I just deleted it and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care. Because when I delete shit, you suffer. Because I don't need your app. I don't need anything.
Yeah, they can't show you, if you delete Facebook, they can't show you ads anymore. So that's one less ad revenue person they're going to get.
Exactly.
And we already seen how much that cost them the last few weeks.
It fucking destroys them fast, eh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, when there's
He
a
lost
freedom
more money.
convoy, when there's a freedom convoy group that has 500,000 people and you shut it down, even if like 10% of those people get pissed off and are like, screw you, Facebook, and disable their accounts, that's a lot of people that you're not showing ads to.
Yeah.
In one day, you know, like,
that's all they have to do. Shut it down that way, man.
See, I've kept saying you hurt the way to hurt the government and these businesses is money. So when the government didn't care about the Ottawa, they only started caring when Alberta did it and they closed the border. Then they cared when Windsor did it. That's when they started everything and they did the emergency thing and they did all this, right? They didn't care about Ottawa. Ottawa didn't matter. All that meant is they didn't have to go to work.
Yeah.
And then they know that money is how you hurt things. So what do they do now? We're going to freeze your account. So, and they took away their money for the convoy and they're freezing accounts. So they know the war tactic. You attack the bank accounts, you attack the money, and that's how you win. Because now everyone's scared of their money. When the government was scared of their money, they reacted fast. And that's what I keep saying.
But they got to do a strike.
That's what the guy in the States said. There's a guy in the States saying, stop the convoy, just every trucker go on strike.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't even bother with the convoy. Just go on strike.
No.
That's all.
Yeah. Because that's how you freeze the economy.
Yeah, you won't be blocking streets. You won't be setting up camp in cities and stuff like that. You can be in your own home every night and you just go on strike and it will do the exact same thing, right? It will piss them off even more.
Exactly. But then why don't they do it?
Because I think people like the thrill of everybody. I think people like the thrill, especially in the States. Everybody drives to DC and you surround the White House area and the police come with their blockers. Like, everybody likes the action part of it, right? Because just having a strike doesn't sound...
bring it. Like, the minute the trucks get closed, they're going to be like, insurrection.
Yeah, look what happened in Canada. Exactly. But they may want that. Like, people like that. But the other way is boring, right? Just go on strike. You just sit around.
They'll probably go to a civil war because they have a history of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll enact does every country have this kind of war act? I'm sure, emergency war act.
Probably.
So then all the countries are paralyzed because they're under an emergency order, and all the governments are busy blowing up Russia and Ukraine and spending billions in war and profiting in every aspect along the way.
Yeah.
And all the money that was basically worked off the backs of people through and collected through taxes and all that is funneled into their bank accounts.
Yeah.
And Daddy's happy. Daddy Warbucks is happy. Right? Was it the good ship lollipop?
Oh, don't sing that. That's like pedophile stuff.
Huh?
I said, don't sing that. That's like pedophile stuff.
I know, I forgot, because I'm not a pedophile, though, because that was Daddy Warbucks, though, wasn't it? Yeah, Shirley Temple was the Daddy Warbucks thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure it was pedophile shit. And that's all this is. Me, a godly woman that's worked so hard and lived such a beautiful, loves all people and has never been Anything but someone that stood up for truth and justice and love is the evil one. And these pedophiles
Yeah.
have 80% of the world, 70%, 60%, I don't know, but a lot of percent of the world under their spell.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't know. They don't know.
It's crazy.
So they don't know. And that's really fucking sad. I don't want to watch that.
No.
These people are going to gouge their eyes out. So I gotta, and because here's the thing, like I'm not trying to, like, I mean, jokes aside, because we know so much, we have to refrain from engaging sometimes
Mm-hmm.
because people are 10 steps behind me. So my anger, my sorrow, my moods, my emotions, I can't take out on them because it is a good thing that they're waking up, and they're all waking up. People are waking up at their own time, but because I've been awake for a long time by myself, now I'm angry. A
Yeah.
little bit. So that's why I closed myself off from. I didn't watch anything today on social media, and then tonight I deactivated my Facebook, and I deleted myself from a lot of accounts on my other social media aspects because I didn't want to see it. Close my Telegram stuff. I don't want to see anything, and I don't have anything to say
I don't
because
know how you use Telegram. That's
I
way too
hate
much.
it. I don't. I joined it. I have some contacts with some friends there that are nowhere else, and if I looked at it once in the last 3 months, I maybe because someone called me to say look at it. So I don't use it. I don't like it. And
No.
I don't need all that sensory overload of information because like you said, like we kind of know these
Yeah.
people are catching up. So yeah, when people are finding things out, I'm like, yeah, that's great. So when they tell me something, I'm happy that they're, figuring it out. But I'm like, yeah, remember when I told you about that about 12 years ago and you thought I was crazy? So I'm just kind of like, nah, I can't engage. I'm checking out a bit. But I felt like talking to you tonight because, you and I can joke and we get each other's humor, but it's fucked up right now. Things are fucked up out there. My husband calls me Mrs. Crazy now. Good morning, Mrs. Crazy. How are you? I'm like, shut up. I'm not crazy. He's like, yeah, you're a little bit crazy, but he understands, right? He's like, you're in the fucking crazy zone. Like, you're in like a war. He's like, just don't get shot. Don't get killed, G. I'm like, no, I'm not going to get killed, but it's fucked
Yeah.
up. Hey, I'm a survivor. It is crazy. So, yeah, so I
I just think that
posted a,
it's funny the amount of people posting stuff about the WEF. And like even we were talking about like even before I thought more people would talk about it with when the Great Reset thing came out and people were posting about that, but no one even really cared. And I think because Trudeau said that that was just a conspiracy theory, but
yeah, all of
now
it.
everyone's just connecting the dots and be like, oh my God, these people all went to that young leader program.
Global Leaders
Yeah, we've
Program.
been for years. Like that's been online for years. I keep telling everybody go to these
But
websites and where you
I've been talking about that for years.
yeah, like
People haven't paid attention to
the
anything. As I saw a good meme today, though, it did say, if you think what's happening is about the trucker convoy, then you haven't been paying attention.
yeah.
Because and so the people that are connecting the dots, that's what I'm saying. I'm glad they're connecting the dots. A lot of people still just want to turn away and want to be truth deniers because they really are. It's not COVID denying, it's truth denying. And these people are truth deniers. Because
Yeah.
now it's not anymore that it's hidden because they're showing us right to our face how evil they are. It's that people refuse to see it
You see what happens
because
too,
it's
though, is
ugly.
that little things come out
It is
once in a
ugly.
while. Yeah, it is. But little things come out, and then people start getting into it, and then they
Yeah,
throw a
yeah, yeah.
distraction at you. So Trump was a huge distraction because
Trump
everything was
was
just
put in there
hate
to
Trump.
divide the people.
But
Trump
everything
did
was
his
like
stuff.
hate Trump, divide, and then black light, like all that distracted because everybody before that was starting to get into the WEF and this and that. Like they were because the Clintons and all this stuff and Pizzagate and all these little things, and they were connecting dots. Then they threw Trump into the mix, and then everything just went all crazy. And then now people are starting to connect the dots here, and then watch the war with Russia and that, and all this is going to go away. And then when all these other things are happening behind the scenes, they're all going, okay, let's do this. We're going to do this on this day. You know,
the Great Reset's happening.
Yeah, and that's what's
they're building back better.
Yeah, so they keep build back better. And they even remember when everybody was saying that, and then everyone's like, "Oh, it's just the slogan that they're all using." Yeah, just a slogan. That's all.
Yeah, just a slogan. You know, every government in the world was spewing the same propaganda. Every news, mainstream media around the world for the last 2 fucking years streamed the same headlines, the same fucking terminology. Countries were about 6 weeks apart. And every time we brought it to people's attention, they fucking called me crazy. Conspiracy theorist. What the hell's wrong with you, G? Get your like, you should be scared. Please wear your mask. Please be safe. What the fuck?
Be safe. That's like the key word too, to be safe.
Fuck off, safe. Everything I'm not here to be safe. I'm here to be alive. Like life I remember never came with a safety net.
Growing up, you tell people, like, if they're going on a long road trip, drive safe. Or if they're going on a plane, safe travels. That was it.
Yeah.
No one ever said, oh, you're going to the store, be safe. You know, I'm going to get downstairs to get the mail or the paper. Okay, be safe. No.
Listen, but
like
be
everyone's
safe
just
never
all
was
mental.
Equated to any kind of restrictions. It was never like, even though you wish people well to be safe on their journeys, that's fine. And you can wish me well, but don't equate that safety to a mask, to an order from a government, to an order from an evil globalist. Don't connect those things. Bill Gates doesn't care about my fucking safety. Bill Gates doesn't give a fuck if I'm safe.
The government, our doctors and governments don't care if we're safe about anything.
No fucking kidding. So my freedoms get taken away from me?
Yeah.
Because what started out as a 2-week fucking flatten the curve became I'm no longer a citizen. I have to escape and seek asylum. Mm-hmm. I had to come off of fucking social media because this is what I want to say to people that are my friends and family. Mm-hmm. Like, are you kidding me? I love you guys, but you better wake the fuck up if you don't make the connection between anything that is happening all over the world, because you're gonna wake up to a really scary future. And it's done, in my opinion. So these people in my Christian, you know me, these people, everybody better start praying, because the only battle that we have left is prayer. Is God. That is all we have now as a people that are standing up for freedom and good. So everybody better start praying, because praying elevates, and praying, like, it does. And these people I think it's late in the game, and the demons are, they've got their fangs in this, right? That's what I believe. I hope I'm wrong, but I believe they're well on their way. So people need to... Huh?
They've been working at it for years.
Oof, for years. This is their pounce. So it's kind of freaky, but I do have faith. And I think that if people really, like you said, if they catch a little news and they're like, hang on a second, because I've seen that too, where people are like, hang on a second, like, I took my vaccine, I got it, I did this, I didn't see my family, I don't see the numbers, and they start putting pieces together, and they're working it out. That's beautiful. And that's all we're asking. But it's the businesses are just, I think the businesses are just still failing the sector. Like businesses should be more welcoming of people to come in without a mask, because more people would. Mm-hmm. Like, my mother doesn't wear a mask when she goes to church. No, she does not care. She is not putting her mask on. She has asthma. She chokes when she has that thing on. And she's not sick. She hasn't been sick for, years. She didn't have one cold through COVID or anything. Yeah. And she's not about to choke herself. She's exempt, and that's it. And do you know how many people come up to my mother at the end of Mass? My mother's 77 years old. Do you know how many people come up to her at the end of the Mass and they say, I wish I was courageous like you. I hate wearing my mask. And my mother says, just take it off.
Yeah.
Don't wear it. You don't need to wear it. You're not sick. Don't come to church if you're sick. So many people say it. So, businesses should be more welcoming. They should take down the wear a mask sign or you're not allowed to shop here. That has to come down.
You remember when I wasn't allowed to bring my bag into the store because of COVID?
Yeah.
Like, that was the craziest thing.
Because it lives on a bag.
Yeah, like, what do I need to take my jacket, my
Is someone
pants,
gonna
my
lick your bag? Are they
underwear?
gonna lick
Like,
your bag?
well, the thing was, I'd said to the guy, I said, like, is this like a rule that's going to be here forever? He goes, no, it's just COVID regulations. And I'm like, so do I have to take off my jacket, my shirt, my pants, my underwear, come in here naked? Because my bag has the same thing on it that my clothes and stuff do.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. But I went for a walk the other day. It was nice out. It was like plus 10 or
So
something like that.
nice.
And I felt sad because there was the only other person walking was this little old lady, white hair, everything, wearing a mask outside. And when I walked
That's
past her,
brutal.
she got all scared. She tried to walk on the grass, so I ended up walking on the grass so I could stay away from her. But she was so scared to be outside and walk past me because I didn't have a mask on outside. And it was just sad to me.
So
I
sad.
felt
That's
bad
the
for her.
worst. Yeah. I see people like that all the time. It's the worst.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, wow, like these people are afraid of the air.
Yeah, my uncle was like that. With the,
Yeah, my mom's friend was like that. And every time he used to come over, my mother would yell at him from the door, "Take your mask off. You're ridiculous.
yeah,
Take it off. Breathe the air." And he'd be like, "No, no," because his son convinced him to be scared. I'm like,
yeah,
please take it off. Breathe some air. If you're scared to come inside, we'll stay outside. But please take that off. It's not good for you. Don't
no.
be afraid. You don't need to be afraid. You're healthy. And he'd be like, you're right. And then every time he came, he would take it off and put it in his pocket. He was so happy. He would stay all day.
Mm-hmm.
And
Did
it's
he
like,
die?
of course. Why are you guys like, I don't even wear a bra. I ain't wearing no mask on my face. I've never worn a bra.
Me neither.
No way, man. You're not restricting me in any way. I barely wear shoes. I'm not putting your mask on. I'll stay home without a mask. I'm good. I don't need any of your consumerism stuff. I'll get by. I'm good.
I'm supposed to wear a mask when I'm walk around. Like, I leave my apartment in the building,
Yeah.
and I don't care. I see everybody else does. Not everybody,
Yeah.
but a
Good
lot
for
of people
you.
do. I'm not wearing a mask in my
Yeah.
building. Come on.
People need to be more like forgiving of that, man. That's ridiculous. We've come a long way. The mask is ridiculous. Scientists have said so. Let's be relaxed, people. You don't have to be so afraid.
Believe the science.
Believe the science, because the science is saying that the masks are not necessary. They're
But
also saying
Justin
the vaccines are not necessary.
Trudeau's science says that the masks are not
I don't
necessary.
think the masks aren't going anywhere.
Well, masks are here forever. I knew that. I said at the
They're here
beginning.
forever. They're here
that
forever. China wears
as
them
soon
forever,
as
don't they?
as soon as Gucci and Under Armour and all them started making masks, I said, "Oh, that's it. The masks are here forever." And everyone's like, "No, it's just temporary." I said, "No, these companies aren't going to be spending money on new machines and logo." Like,
No.
I said, the masks are here for a long time. I said that when they first came out,
Forever.
and I said, I'm buying one mask, and that's the only mask I'm ever buying. I'm never buying another one again, and that's still the same mask I have, and I don't care. I'm not buying another one. I refuse. If it breaks, too bad. I don't. I bought one, and that's all. And I might have worn it in the last 2 years. Maybe if you add up all the times I've worn it, it's probably under an hour. I don't know how my daughter does it at work. 8 hours a day wearing a mask. I think she takes it off outside.
Oh, that's terrible.
But to wear it in like the acne you get and all the face, like the skin irritations.
I'm sure she hates it.
Oh yeah.
For sure. She probably can't wait to rip it off when she comes out. Does she just work around the store, different roles? That's terrible. How can she wear it for so long?
They make them do it. If you didn't, you'd get attacked, right?
People are terrible. Take the fucking mask off. Here's one, like my friend. I love him. He always goes. We were grocery shopping, and he so funny because he's paying with his debit card. He has it in the keypad. And, you have to wear a mask. Pull up your mask. It has to cover your nose kind of BS. And he's keying in his things, and he looks at the cashier. He's like, "How often do you clean this keypad?"
Mm-hmm.
And she looks at him. She's like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Can I see the manager?" I was like, "Oh my god." And the manager comes. He goes, "How often do you clean that keypad?" And she's like, "Well, it should be cleaned a few times a day or something like that." He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "So I have to wear a mask right over my nose to walk into your store, but the keypad gets touched by maybe 50, 60 people before you clean it."
Yeah.
He goes, "That doesn't make sense." He goes, "I think you should clean it after every customer. If I have to wear a mask, then you need to clean that keypad after every customer."
Like they used to, yeah.
Okay? But people don't think that way. No.
Yeah. But all the stores got lenient on everything. They don't wipe down the carts now. They don't wipe down the conveyor belt thing. They don't wipe
Yeah,
down the
but we have to wear a
keypads.
mask.
But we have to wear the mask still.
Yeah.
And be vaccinated and scan and all that stuff, right? If you
Yeah.
are. So it was inconvenient for the stores to do that and the lineups and all that. So anything that's inconvenient to those, to like to retail, they got rid of.
Yeah.
But the mask's inconvenient to me. The vaccine passport is inconvenient to me, and to a lot of people.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. 2 more weeks, right? Just 2 more weeks, then the curve will be flattened.
Trudeau's our dictator right now. We went from 2 weeks to flatten the curve to Trudeau is a dictator.
To a drama teacher who's a dictator.
And I feel like I need to vomit or cry or kill, which I won't do because I love God and Jesus, and I'm just gonna pray because that's fucked up, Christian. You know what my memory on my Facebook was this morning? I don't know if you saw early. I vented, then I deleted it because I like to fucking rant and bitch, and then I delete it. If somebody sees it, they see it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It was a picture from Russia that I took a trip. It was of the Russian army. It came up as my memory today. Isn't that fucking weird? That I took. And I vented to say, look at that. I said this picture was taken circa 1988 in communist Russia. I said, and it came up today as a memory. I said, and here I am, and I have less rights than those people have.
Yeah.
In their country. I said, and it's pretty fucked up. Like, it's pretty fucked up that I'm in communist. Like, we have a dictator. It's different. We're North Korea now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And half the people think they don't even know yet. Oh my God. They think we're crazy and disruptive.
And they love what he's doing, a lot of these people too.
No, I can't watch. I deleted Facebook fast. It's like, no, I ain't watching. No. I keep my Instagram because I watch a lot of puppies and babies, man. They fucking make me laugh. And monkeys. Poof. And birds. I love birds. I posted a beautiful eagle flying yesterday. Bald eagle. So beautiful. That's going to be our freedom. Videos of birds flying. It's messed up that people don't know. People don't even know yet.
No.
They don't even associate the emergency order, like the emergency powers that he has. They don't even connect that to what we're talking about when we say he has like a dictatorship over us now.
No.
They don't understand that. Oh my God, that's insane.
You don't understand that when they asked Trudeau why he needed the order, it was to force tow trucks to tow out the trucks. So people are like, okay, the trucks are gone. Why do you need the order? Oh, in case the trucks ever decide to come back. So, okay, what if they decide to come back in 5 years?
Exactly.
Like, so what, we have to have 5 years? Like, don't people understand? Like this is like a what if now.
Yeah.
That's like me, like it's a what if. So it like, well, what if this happens? Then we have to have this emergency order down.
Yeah.
That's like, it's just, to me, it's crazy. Like there is no more what ifs. Like that's in Marvel Comics. It's not in reality here.
Yeah.
It's like me applying for welfare, and they're like, well, you have a job and everything. Yeah, but what if I ever need it? So you might as well just give it to me now and just send me the checks every month because I may need it, in like 15 years. And they're like, well, will you apply then? No, this is I need an emergency check today, and I want my welfare check every month. Because what if I need it? I may never need it, but what if I do?
Yeah.
That's kind of what he's using with the Emergency Act here now. Just a what if.
Oh God.
And after the 30 days, then what? Well, the truck drivers
30
are just
days. This
waiting.
guy's going 3, 4, 5,
Yeah,
6 months. And in 6 months'
even
time,
more.
he'll have convinced everybody that he needs it for those 5 years. And then in 5 years' time, you don't get to take away his power. I saw a tweet where he said he dared Canadians to vote him out,
Yeah.
that he would cling to his power. His first lines as a dictator today, that's what he tweeted. Something along those lines. I have it. And I'm like, what? Wow.
Well, didn't he say yesterday that to the NDP that if they voted no, then it will automatically cause an election, and then they would lose the powers that they have?
Yeah.
Like he threatened.
Which was a lie.
Yeah.
A blatant fucking lie. Oh, Jagmeet knew it was a lie. Jagmeet's just like,
They got
I
his
got
office.
you, boo.
I like what they did
Don't
to his
worry,
office.
babe. I got you.
Oh yeah.
Just make sure you take me to Geneva to the next meeting.
Yeah. And he's like, you can wear my turban when orange is a good color on you, Trudeau. You can wear
well,
that.
maybe Trudeau has to recommend Jagmeet to the school before he gets recruited by, Daddy.
Jagmeet went to the school.
Yeah.
He is a member of that school.
Oh, God. God, I feel sick to my stomach, Christian. Oh,
I like
God.
what they did to his office, though, in BC.
What?
They put all these signs out in his office saying Jagmeet is Trudeau's puppet, and all these like signs all over his office.
Good. Oh, wow.
I don't know. I thought East Indians had a little bit more like muscle and class and stuff, some of them, but I guess not. Yeah, I thought they were more proud.
He doesn't represent them. He's a piece of shit.
No, I know he's not. They don't even want him.
He's like saying Trudeau represents white men. Bullshit. Get the fuck out of here. Jagmeet doesn't represent Sikh culture, Sikh people. No way. They are proud. They are holy. They are good people. You are a piece of shit that sold your soul the same way Trudeau did. No, this is bullshit. They should all turn their back on Jagmeet. He doesn't represent them.
I have a new slogan then for them. Seek him out.
That's terrible, but
why?
Yeah, like seriously, they will. They're
Seek
like
him
people
out.
are angry. He doesn't represent.
Yeah.
People are beautiful of all, like that's what the Freedom Convoy was. Beautiful people, all religions, all backgrounds, all cultures, all colors, all creeds, all sexes, all genders, all ages, everything.
Yep.
Stood up for common good, stood up together, united. Not just like the way the fucking liberals like to do campaigning around it, and then you guys are like burning down buildings and churches. No, we were all loving each other. It didn't matter if you were Catholic or Black or Hindu it didn't matter.
No.
Male or female. You were someone that was standing up for freedom, united for all people.
Yeah, it didn't matter if you were down there as a millionaire.
And you guys called an emergency order against that? Fucking my God, I don't even know. And if only the business sector, this is why I'm telling you, I'm putting the fucking blame on the business sector.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the business sector had united and said, you know what, we're going to have 1 day of closure of all companies, and we're going to organize some buses, and we're shipping all of our fucking staff to Ottawa until Trudeau leaves the fucking country. So this way, everybody would have the day off. And 15 million of us could have showed up to Ottawa. How about that for, No, because they have the power, but they don't do it. Parents
I blame
have the power
businesses
to love
too.
all children, but they don't. Parents only love their own children. I love all children. But these parents that are only concerned about their child's safety are not like, because my kid, if we were like vaccinated or unvaccinated, doesn't matter. But if I have a kid that's in hockey camp, everybody's kids should be allowed to be in hockey camp.
Yeah.
That's just how it works. So maybe I'm too ideal. Like I live in an ideal world or fantasy world, but no, I don't live in a fantasy world. That's the goal for a good world. One that's not run by demons,
as long
greed,
as
and
one team
selfishness.
loses, because I don't agree with
Oh,
the everybody wins.
so you
But
know
they should
what?
all be
People have
able to
been
play
at
hockey.
war. People have been at war always, and you know what? The line has been drawn. It's good versus evil. The evil is showing itself like crazy, but so is the good. And it doesn't matter who wins in the end, because it's nice to know that, you know, people are standing up and that. So we'll see. But we always got to survive. So we got to just be like, eye of the tigers.
All I know is that when that barbecue place stood up for the rights, all those, if every business stood up, things would be so much different now too.
Of course. It would have stopped in its tracks right there and then.
Yeah.
And I said it back there and then. Like we said it. Like I used to say, I was talking to people in the business sector. It's like, you guys are failing us. And I would talk to parents and say, you guys have power. You have to all stand together and say no. But they don't, because everyone's so scared. They just want to make sure that their kids and their family are okay. And I get that. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it's wrong for you to want to protect your family unit. Of course, you love them and you want to protect them, but you should want that for all people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we need your help. We need you to care for us too.
See, like all people like me and you could have done was just say no to the vaccine, no to the vaccine passport. That's all we could do. And that's what we've done. If I had a business, I could have said no to the lockdowns and then had like what the barbecue guy did, right? To have them take my business away or whatever and silence me and do all that stuff. But I still would have stood up and said no, and I would have hoped everybody else would have too.
Yeah, but they don't.
But I don't know. Everybody caved too easy, I think. And the government thought, this is simple. This is like a piece of cake. Look how easy these peons are caving in to our bull. But yeah.
I don't know. I'm just going to focus on my health. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on
me too. I'm going to have another cigarette.
Mental health.
Smoking on my health.
Spiritual health, physical health. Like it was so nice, the weather. I took some walks and it was really nice weather. A little misty tonight, but still kind of mild. It was very foggy here tonight. It was so nice and eerie.
I have all my windows open. It is nice.
Oh, it's like 7 degrees out there.
It's 11.
Oh, yeah, it's 11 there. I don't know what it is here.
But it's like a little bit rainy, but it's still 11.
It's rainy. No, it's only 9 here.
And of course,
it's like
tomorrow,
misty and foggy.
See, it was raining all day today, so I couldn't go out. But tomorrow's going to be minus 13. It feels like minus 13.
Oh, I should.
And that's when I got to go out.
Yeah, because I think they said it's going to freeze overnight.
Yeah, everything. So the next
few days, should I put like salt on the driveway?
I don't know. Let the mailman fall once in a while.
No, I love my mailman, but he comes at 1. I'll do it in the morning.
Yeah. And then snow Friday.
Ugh.
We're going to have more snow on Friday.
What's tomorrow, Wednesday or Thursday?
I have no idea. I think it's Wednesday.
I don't even know what day of the week it is. Well, it's today, really.
Yeah, snow Friday. So the cold's moving in and bringing us more snow.
There you go. Why not? It's the last blasts of winter. Next week is Pancake Tuesday and Ash Wednesday.
Hash Wednesday. That's what we used to call it. Then more snow next week, it says. We're going to go back up in the pluses and then snow again. These are those with that weird month, right? When everything flip-flops.
Yeah. Why do you think they did? Oh, no, that can go on a whole nother tangent. Okay. We're going to chat tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do it.
What's that at the top of this page?
What do you mean?
I see it. It says, fuck this.
That's the name of the chat.
Oh, I was like, yeah, that's a good name. That's good for me. I didn't swear
But
too much tonight. I was a
no, but
little
that's gonna be
ladylike.
our, I think, because you know how I'm gonna have the watch this,
Oh yeah,
read this. So our chats are just gonna be called "fuck this." That's all.
because I swear too much. I swear
Well,
like a
it's just how it
trucker.
goes.
It's my
It's fine.
it's my venting time. But yes, it's my sleepy time now. It's 2 a.m., man.
Yeah,
It's late. I gotta get my ass to bed.
yeah. You got to work early. Tomorrow's
I
an early day
know. I
for you.
can't even get up at like noon. I have to get up like other people in the morning.
Yeah.
That's all right. All right. Well,
All right.
thank you for a good chat. Fuck this,
Yeah, it was
eh?
fun. Yeah, it
That's
was.
how
It
we should
was
end it. Like, just fuck this.
it.
Oh well, we'll see what happens. We'll see what fucking evil we wake up to tomorrow.
Yeah, it'll be another fun day.
Yeah. All right. You have a good night.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.